Okay, let's go on to the next session here. I am testing my ability to record videos here. So, it looks like I have disconnected. So, let me go back on. There we go. Back to where I was at. Alrighty. And close this. Move this over a little bit. And I think I am going to try to image the dumbbell. So here we go. Locate. Go to. Let's find this boy. Now, I have to excuse the audio here. I've got the audio turned up as high as I can. I wonder if there's any way in here. Sound settings. And I can turn the mic up on here. Alrighty. Is the mic turned up all the way? Now it is. Well, close that. So we're identifying M27. Alright. It is not centered. Why? Now it is. There you go, buddy. I see it. It's right there, that little fuzzy spot. Alrighty. Let me do an autofocus. So I've got my telescope set up outside. I'm using software called Let's View to cast my phone to my computer. I'm using OBS Studios to record what's going on here on my computer. I got a planetarium program running in the background called Stellarium. Someday, I haven't got there yet. I've been watching videos on it, but there's eventually I'm gonna be able to hook that planetarium program up to my telescope and control my telescope just by pointing and clicking where I want to go on the planetarium program. So I can actually sit here with the planetarium program, look at the screen, look at the constellations, the stars, and just point my arrow. I want to look at this, point my cursor at it, click on it, telescope's going to turn around and look at it. It's not that complicated. I've been looking at the instructions for it. I just hadn't got there yet. And I swear, I'm going to do another go-to for M27 because it does not look like it's centered. Go-to. And I don't know why. I leveled the telescope. All you got to do with these telescopes is just level them. And they don't have to be 100% level. If they're within 99%, they're good. And now I'm going to go ahead and start stacking. And let me go ahead. It's in 4K mode. I'm going to go ahead and take it, put on full screen. It still looks like it's a little bit right of center, but you know what? I can crop. I can square it up. But anyway, these telescopes are the easiest things to operate in the world. You don't have to have really any experience. There's tutorials on here that tell you how to do everything, but basically you take the telescope out. It's got a bubble level on the mount, and what I used to do, I used to put the mount up on the, I set the telescope on a picnic table. Ooh, look at that. After only 20 seconds. That's nice. But I would put it on the picnic table and I'd get the bubble level as I could. Then I would screw the telescope on top of the mount, turn the telescope on, and then you can go in the C-Star app that you download on your phone to control your telescope. You can go in the app under advanced settings and do go in a level calibration, whatever. You go on that and it will show two circles, and as you bring the circles closer together, the more level the telescope is. And all you do is adjust the legs. Make one side longer, see which way it goes, longer, shorter. You just adjust the legs until it's level, and on the app it'll just show two circles that'll come together, and when they're green, you're good. I always try to I mean, if you're within 1%, you're good. Always trying to get it down below 0.5% off. Level to within a half a degree. And just basically, it just seems like it just records better. I lose less frames the more level it is. I've had people. I belong to some telescope groups, and some of the guys are saying that they never even bother to level theirs. They just eyeball it, set it up, and it works fine for them. I used to kind of do a rough level. I used to use just the bubble level and nothing else, and I would lose a lot of images because the way this thing works, I'm taking 10-second photos and I'm stacking one photo on top of another, and it's bringing out the details. That's what's going on right here. I've got 50 seconds on the dumbbell nebula, and that's what we got right now. It's not looking too bad. See, expand it. But it's kind of a noisy image right now. You see all that graininess? The longer you stack, the more images you stack on top of each other, the more that smooths out. But I can do some things. Oh, look like a satellite streaked across the bottom of the image. But I can do some things to make it look better. Let me go back off full screen. Let me adjust some things. Exposure up, contrast up. Ooh, look at that. Then I can do AID noise. Now watch and see what happens here. But old days of astronomy, people had to have a telescope that was so precisely lined up with, like, the North Pole, the North Star, Polaris. They had to have their axis of rotation lined up with Polaris, and they had to track perfect because they had to take long time exposures, and if the telescope moved a little bit one way or the other while tracking, it pretty much ruined your image. So they had to have like perfect track, and they spent so many thousands of dollars on this. Now this scope is not lined up, so it can only take short exposures, and I'm taking 10 seconds exposures, and I'm stacking one on top of the other. After 360 10-second exposures, I've got a 1 hour exposure. Instead of doing like one continuous hour with a camera and risking losing that whole hour just because the telescope got bumped. Wow, now check that out. Check this out. That's what amazes me about this telescope. This is a 2-inch diameter telescope. I had a 10.1 inch, look at that, Coulter optical Dobsonian telescope, and I never could see colors like this, and I could see this Dumbbell Nebula. It was beautiful through my big scope, but I never could get the colors like this because I wasn't taking pictures, I wasn't tracking, I was doing visual astronomy. This right here is a game changer. This thing right here, anybody can do this. You just set the telescope up, level it, connect your phone, and it does the rest. You decide what you want to see, put it in there, it'll turn over there, and it'll start taking pictures. This is cool. Now, if I go back, let's say I go back and I reset everything. Reset. Now that's how the image is looking right now. I'm going to let this go for a while and see what it looks like. Wait a minute, before we do all that, here's some little information on the Dumbbell Nebula. The Dumbbell Nebula, also known as the Apple Core Nebula, SCA 27 and NGC 6853, is a planetary nebulosity surrounding a white dwarf in the constellation Vulpecula at a distance of about 1,360 light years. It was the first such nebula to be discovered by Charles Messier in 1764. At its brightness of visual magnitude 7.5 and diameter of about 8 arc minutes, it is easily visible in binoculars and is a popular observing target in amateur telescopes. And it's one of my favorite things. I've taken pictures of this before, and I come back and do it again, and I will do it again. Whoops. Now, how did I come? Somehow I have disconnected. But the good thing about my telescope, it doesn't need to be connected to my phone to work. Once I start taking pictures of something, it'll just continue. There it is, I'm back. But that's what our sun's going to look like someday. A planetary nebula is basically a sun-like star that run out of fuel. As it's running out of fuel, it swells up into a red giant, and then eventually the star's fuel, the star is fusing together. Like when they first start out, they fuse together hydrogen to make helium, and that fusion process releases tons of energy. That's where we get our ultraviolet light and radiation stuff that keeps our planet going and causes our weather. It's from the fusion of atoms to make new atoms. But eventually, once the star gets up to the iron stage, it can't fuse iron. It gets up that heavy, the core will collapse, and the outer atmosphere of the star will expand out into space in the shell, and that's what that is. That's the shell of the star, and the star itself is a tiny little dot in the center. It's a white dwarf now, just a small little thing, just a cinder of what it used to be, and it's located right in the center of that. But I am going to let this go. I think I'm going to pause my video, and later on we'll check it out when it's done. Alright. Okay, I'm back. What we got here, that's what we got. And it's after 33 minutes. Let's do a little, let's look at it a little bit better. Let's do a full screen, boom. Let's go in here and let's reset that now. Let's do the contrast up. Let's do the denoise, AI denoise. Now these things right here I'm doing is just basic stuff. My planetarium software. I was playing with it in the background, but this is just the AID noise and the contrast and the brightness. Just basic little stuff that kind of helps me see what I'm actually recording. But it's not the final edits. I do uh, post processing when I'm done, and that post processing will give me a better idea. I mean, the post processing is going to bring out more details. But what I do here, I just try to see the quality of the image that I'm getting. I'm going to get more out of the image than what I can get off the phone here. But it's just a little sampling. I can just kind of see how good the seeing is, how good the things are looking. Okay, let me enlarge it. Wow, there's stuff there. There is stuff there. Let's back off on the. How far off can I back on that? Okay, let's back up on the contrast. Oh no. Reset. I mean, this is a. Yeah, I'm kind of blowing out the center on this thing, so I just need to stop. Go find another target. Because I usually like targets, deep space objects, I usually like to get about an hour. And this thing's already got plenty on it. Now I go back here, this red, I don't know what's going on with the red. Ever since they put the 4K upscaling, added 4K upscaling to our software or firmware or whatever, to our app, sometimes we get this red. But as you've seen, just playing with it, I can get that out. But right now I've got red in there. But anyway, let's go ahead and kill this. I'm going to kill it at 35 minutes. Let it click that last 10 seconds. There it is, 35 minutes. Kill it. Now, what do I want to go to? See that thing right there? That would be awesome, but it's not high enough right now. It is. That's the helix. Boy, let me show you what that looks like. Helix Nebula. That is, I think, what they call the Eye of God. It is beautiful. But it's not that high off the horizon. I have. Why? Come on now. Get back on there. I don't know why that keeps kicking off. Now I have to move that back over. Alrighty. There we go. Alrighty. Now let me go find something else. And like I said, that would be good. Yeah, let's get higher in the sky. M2. There's a Pegasus cluster. What else is up here? I'm not going for the planet Saturn right now. There's a lot of people that go for the planets, but this scope is a deep space scope. It doesn't do good with the planets. Just looking around. Things be higher up. objects. More. Where do I want to go? The jellyfish is invisible. Phantom Galaxy. It's coming up. I've done that before. Monkey head. I want to see how high. How high is the helix? Let's go down here and find helix. Horse head's invisible. Let's go nebulas. Nebulas. Alrighty. There's Cassiopeia, barbell, fish head. The Eye of God, 35 degrees. You know, it's to the south. Well, let's check and see. Let's go there. Let's just go. I don't think it's high enough, but let's go. Go. I don't think it's high enough in the sky. It's 35 degrees to the south. Or south. Alright. Well, you know what? Let's see. Uh-oh. That's autofocus. Autofocus. So, to the south. Let's try it out. Let's just go for it. It's either going to be good or it's going to be not. So get over here. Oh, it's unknown. Stop. Let's put a stop to it. Stop. Let's try this again. It missed it. That's the whole issue. Stop. It's a good picture of some stars, but let's go. Try this again. Why did it jump? Objects. Nebula. Right here. Yeah, I've got it. Try it again. Go to. in the trees or the street lights? I'm getting ready to hit cancel on this one. I just don't think it's high enough. It's a beautiful target. You have to catch it during the right time of the year. Yeah, there's not many stars right there. So, yeah, let's skip that. Let's go find something else. Alrighty. Just crescent bubble the dumbbell. We're just a dumbbell Pac-Man. Ours. Capsopia. So. Oops. I don't know what I want to get. Let's try galaxies. Galaxies. I just don't know what I want. The wizard. Let's go to the wizard. Locate target. Go to. Boom. Let's go to the wizard. It's in Cepheus. It's in the constellation Cepheus. Where's Cepheus? Cepheus. Where is Cepheus? Let's see. I don't know. I think it's Cepheus. Yeah. Well, that's where we're going right there. That's where we're going. And we have the. I'm not going to do another. I just recently did a. Autofocus, so I'm not going to do another right now. Let's just see what we got here. That's where we're going right there. It's the Wizard Nebula. That's what I'm shooting for. And let's see if we get anything. Now, the Wizard Nebula doesn't say much, does it? Okay, well, never mind. Let's just keep looking. Here's my photo. I think I'm starting to see something, so let me do this. Yeah, there's some nebulosity right there. See a little bit of it. Alright. Go ahead and reset everything. Reset. Reset. And go to full screen. Alright. I'm going to let this thing run for a while. That's what it's supposed to look like right there. That's the wizard. It's right in here. So I'm going to pause this thing. I'm going to rest for a while. And then I'm going to come back and see what we got. Alrighty. Oh well, I fell asleep last night. I did not finish. I recorded some images, but I never got up to getting back in front of the computer, so I didn't record any more video. I was laying in bed and I would just pick up my phone, go to the next target, and back to sleep I went. So I will do some processing of these images later. We'll see how they come out. It's daylight now. That's where the sun is right now. And that's the constellations that's up. There's where the moon is, not far from the sun. Right there. Yep. I just clicked on the satellite. I just randomly clicked and hit a satellite. Starlink. See how many satellites there are. I can randomly click here and I'll eventually hit one. Ooh, that's Amazonas 4A. International designation as artificial satellite. Well, check that out. Yeah, I'm sorry, just playing around. SDS-32, that's from NORAD. That's a NORAD satellite. GPS, alright, there's a GPS satellite. And internet. Okay, I don't know what that satellite is. Oh, that's the same one. There's a Starlink. That's why I get so many streaks in my images. The sky is full of satellites. Utilostat 65. We've got so many. NORAD. So many satellites. Yep. Alright, that's enough of that. Anyway, I am done. Talk to you later.